What's up, you guys? We are back for another video, and in this video I will be doing some nail art, some hand painted nail art in honor of my hometown, New York City, from the Bronx to be exact. But yeah, I will be doing some hand painted nail art, and I am doing it over a set that I already did before the video. I am just going ahead and putting some clear gel top coat over the nails, and then I'm going to cure it because I just find that it's so much easier to paint nail art on top of the cured gel top coat, just because it just makes the process so much smoother. And yeah, and y'all, I just love the shine from the gel top coat after it's cured. Oh, it just looks so nice. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. So for this first nail, I am just gonna go ahead and put some of the train signage on it. For New York City, our train system is called the MTA, and each train has its own letter or number that's associated with. So like, some people say they take the 2 train, the 3 train, like that. And each train, like for whatever letter or number is on it, like it'll be like in a little circle in a certain color. Y'all, I'm just going to put up a picture for reference to give you an idea, because I'm so not explaining this right. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to put on this index finger. I am from the Bronx, and the train line that I used to take home was the green line or the red line. So I would take either the 2. And for the green line, I could also take the 6 train to get to Soundview. So yeah, and you'll probably hear Cardi B sometimes refer to the 6 train because that was the line that she would take when she would get home. So yeah, y'all. So that's what this first finger is going to be for. And if I could just give like a slight idea of what our MTA system is like. Y'all, if you've ever been to New York City, you will see it is so crowded that some people will actually, well, let's not even say some, most people prefer to travel by train. Like, that is literally the quickest way to get anywhere because it's so crowded, it's so compact. Like, it's illegal to double park here just because it is so crowded in New York City. Like, it's nowhere to double park. But I do just want to segue just for a little bit because I did start working on another finger. I said I'm going to come back to that other finger. I just wanted to work on this one for a second. I like to switch between the fingers sometimes when I am doing nail art. But for this finger, I'm just putting like a yellow line down this nail. This nail is supposed to like represent like, like the street and stuff like that. Like, the streets have like the yellow line in the middle, but it's like a yellow line that has like splits in it. I just put one straight line here just for the sake of like the aesthetic of the nail. But yeah, that's what I'm doing on this nail. And then I am going to hop back over to the index finger for the train line. So as you guys can see, I am just erasing that line and then putting it back on. Y'all, when it comes to making these straight lines, I am not rock steady. So I do be needing to sometimes go back and do the line over. And, as you can see, I just also touch it up with my brush a little bit. When there are some parts sticking out, that's just like preventing the line from looking a little crisp. So you all don't be getting discouraged when you see these straight lines on these posts. Sometimes people do need to go back and do them over. And also, I just went ahead and cured that nail after I got the line straight enough. And I'm going back in with another coat of that yellow line to just make it look nice and, potent, just like them yellow lines on the street. Yes, I like this. Nice and bright yellow. Y'all, this is really giving me like New York City street vibes, which I think. But as you can see for this middle finger, I'm just touching it up a bit. I had got a little bit of paint on that nail and didn't realize it and had cured it. So I just shaved it off, and now I'm just putting the base back on. And I am also going to jump back to that index finger to add on one more dot or circle for the yellow train line before jumping over to another finger. Y'all, jumping in between fingers when I am doing this hand painted art is so necessary for me, because since I'm someone who's not like a hand painted art just perfect. Like, I haven't perfected it. Sometimes I do have to do things over, and jumping over to like a new finger to work on something else definitely like gives me a breather and a rest to stop me from getting frustrated if things are not like coming out as perfect or going as smoothly as I would like them to be. So you all, I am jumping over to that ring finger after I had finished curing that last circle. And for this ring finger, I really got the inspiration from like the street signs. So like in New York City, like our street signs are generally green with like the white outline. And you go to 125th Street, 145th, Morrison Ave, like that's just how the signs show up. You know what I mean? So I was really hoping to grasp that with this. So that's why I put the green acrylic on the tip. I will have all the acrylic information down inside of the description box. But that's like, the inspiration for this one. And I am putting Soundview in here. That's the street name that I'm going to use because I am from the Soundview section of the Bronx. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right here. And as you guys can see, like I'm just writing the rest of it. Now it really should be Soundview Ave, but I ran out of space for the AV. But that's okay. I feel like people still get like the gist of like what the nail represents. But when I was starting to say that I'm writing the rest of it, it's because the SOU and I think the N was already present by the time I started recording. But you guys, that's because I had to keep going back and redoing the SOUN, and it was just taking up so much storage. I said, you know what? Let me do this and then go back in and do the rest, because I'm sure y'all don't even want to see a video of me constantly erasing that and doing it over and over. But one of the things I struggle with is making S's with these nail brushes. Like, if anybody knows a quicker, easier way to draw out a S with a flimsy nail brush, please let me know, because it takes me forever to ever do a S. Oh, guys. So you guys, as I am touching this up, I just wanted to talk about something that somebody said to me in the DM the other day. They was like, oh, because I had a video up and they had responded up to the video that was in the story, and they had said, oh wow, I hear your accent coming out. And I'm like, accent? And she like, yeah, you got a country accent. And I was like, but she really meant Southern. And you know what, you guys, I wanted to speak to that because I kind of do have like a little Southern twang going on. And, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I've been in Atlanta for the past 10 years. And not only that, I was born in North Carolina, although I lived in New York for my whole life, pretty much since I was 2. But I think because of that, that's the reason why I went down there and picked up some of their twang and stuff. And it came so natural and easy to me. It's funny because when I'm down there, they be like, oh, you talk from like you from New York. And I can hear her going back and forth. Like, like I remember one time saying to a friend down there, like, you got a straw? And she was like, a what? And I'm like, a straw? And I'm like, and she's like, a what? And she says, oh, a straw. By the time she figured out, and I'm like, no, a straw. But, but if I come up here and I start talking, they'll be like, you sound like you from the you country. And it's like, what they're really trying to say is Southern. It's funny because in New York, a lot of people think that everything down south is country, and it's not the country. Atlanta is not the country. Atlanta is very much the city. And, yeah, it's just a misconception. It's a lot of misconceptions between like what people think of people in New York. I can't even start to tell you. But and then also the stuff that people in New York think of people down south, there's a lot of misconceptions. But yeah, y'all, if I hear like a little Southern twang in my voice, that's why. But carrying on to this index finger, which I have already started painting. As you can see, I am putting in those numbers to represent those train lines, that 2 and that 5 wet that goes to the Bronx. And let me tell y'all, when I moved back home, you guys, like back in the day, I used to look forward to taking the train and getting places fast. But y'all, now that I've like been in the South for so long, like I don't be wanting to take the train nowhere. Like I be wanting to jump in a Uber and a Lyft, like Uber me please, Lyft me please. Like I just don't be wanting to get on the train. And speaking of the train, I'm also going to use this middle finger to represent the train map. But yeah, y'all, like I'm just over like the guys, I just do not be wanting to get on a train. I don't. I be wanting to ride. And, you know, it's funny because although you can get places quicker on the train, like, no, y'all. I just rather just be in the back of a car chilling. I really do like. And even when I do take the train, like it would be like because I'm going to the place. But when I'm coming home, like if I go out somewhere and like we have drinks or whatever, like y'all, I might take the train there, but coming home, I'm definitely taking a cab back. It's funny because it's this meme that talks about like being in the back of like a Uber or whatever, admiring your city after you had some drinks. Like I felt that, like, you know, maybe don't, you know, you don't got to get drunk, but just being in the back of the car, you know, and, you know, seeing your city, especially when you coming home at night, like it feel good having that wind blowing in your face. Like I just love being driven places, y'all. And especially that New York City nighttime summer air when you're in the back of an Uber. I love it. I like to be like a little music video. All right, I'm doing too much, y'all. Let me get back to talking about the nails. As you can see, guys, I am just putting in filling in this finger to try to make it look as close as much as possible to that New York City map. As you can see, the map actually has actual landing marks and names for the landing marks. Because I cannot fit all that in there, I'm just going to make little doodles next to these circles to make it look like the names and represent it. But I like the way it's coming out so far. So you guys, as you can see, some of the clips are a little bit out of order, but you are still getting the whole full capture of how I did complete the painting for the nails. I just wanted to streamline some of the clips to, you know, finish out certain things so I wasn't jumping around too much. I am just going ahead and adding on those last letters for the train. Also, you guys, if you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And you all, if there are any videos you want to see, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below. I do read my comments. And now I am just adding on the top coat. Y'all, I am loving this so far. As you can see, I did go ahead and add some jewels to that index finger. And as you guys can see, now I am just going ahead and putting on that clear top coat to bring it all together. And y'all, I am really loving these nails. Like, yes, I'm just loving these. You all, I'm just like a New York girl to the day that I die. I love New York City. And don't get me wrong, I love Atlanta too. I do have ties to Atlanta now. But New York City is still #1 in my heart. Yeah. But yeah, like I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, y'all.